Yes, fellow fish lovers, welcome back to the channel. You're watching Big Fish Lad, and today we're going to talk about this tank behind us. And basically the reason we're going to talk about this tank is because me doing this fish tank, this new project, has had me thinking a little bit about me as a fish keeper and the way my fish keeping hobby has evolved. And what I basically mean by that is, it's really nice to keep some bread and butter fish. So when I started off in the hobby 30 years ago in January, I went to my local fish shops. There was 2 of them, and you would only really see the fish that are in this tank. And that's not just what's in the tank now, it's what's going to be going in the tank as well. And the reason that got me thinking about this was Instagram. So I have quite a big following on Instagram, guys, so if you're not watching me on Instagram, if you're not following me on Instagram, come on over to @BigFishLad. Bit of a cheap plug there, but just come over and follow me. I've got quite a few followers. But the one thing that I've noticed about a lot of my followers is they keep bread and butter fish. So it got me thinking about me. So what I'll do is, I'm panning into the fish tank now, show you what we've got in there. I know you've seen it, guys, but I'm going to show you and talk you through what it is I'm trying to get at. So this is the tank. As you know, this is the tank that Instagram built, or is building. And just a bit of a recap, we've got the red Oscar. There's the red Oscar, beautiful fish. We've got, sorry for the glare, guys, but there is other tanks obviously in the room. We have got the Severum, which is a rock keel Severum. We've also got a blue spot, Sinspilum, and some cutter eye cichlids. We've got a flying fox as well in there, guys. So okay, what I meant by this was, and my fish keeping journey is, when I started out in the hobby, I would go into my local fish shops and the tanks would be full of Oscars. Namely though, red tiger Oscars. It was a while before I saw anything that wasn't a red tiger Oscar. There was also Severums. Probably would have been a gold Severum, a green Severum, or a rock keel Severum. And there was things like Jack Dempsey's, you know, those kind of fish. There was a lot of big pleco, common pleco. Didn't see anything else plec-wise than a common plec. And then you would have other, what I'd pretty much classed as today as common fish. The word common is what people call them. So I've had people say to me, why'd you keep Oscars? When I kept them before, they're common, they're boring. But they're not. They're just a bread and butter fish that are available, readily available in the hobby. You know, I got to a point where I had a Severum tank, and my Severums were all wild caught. You know, I was paying $1 for them. I was paying loads of money for them because they were wild caught, and they were Severums that nobody hardly knew. So the reason I reached out to my Instagram followers was because I wanted to rebuild something bread and butter. And that obviously is ongoing now. This is just an update, guys. This, you know, going forward, there will be other fish added to this. Now, you know what? Some people might say, well, the blue spot's not bread and butter. It's quite rare. No, the reason that's added is because one of my followers, one of my friends at Dave Cichlids, he bred that. So that's the link to Instagram. The cutter eye, some people might say, well, you don't see them much. They were my choice. I saw them on Instagram and decided I wanted some. Okay, so going forward, there will be fish being added. So I am thinking, I want a Jack Dempsey, because that is a fish that I remember being that kid, going into that shop and seeing certain fish. And there wasn't many. There would be, I would go in my local fish shop and they would say 30 tanks, and 10 of those tanks would have an Oscar in, 10 of those tanks would have Severums in, and 10 of those tanks would have common plecos in. There was other fish in there, guys, obviously, but you know, that's just me overreacting. But the other, the other, I suppose, the other level of bread and butter is your guppies, is your platties, your mollies. They had tanks full of them when I was a kid. But yeah, I'm gonna, you know, it just got me thinking that actually, you know, I have evolved, and that's great. You know, I've been in the hobby 30 years nearly, and yeah, I've evolved, and you know, I've kept some amazing fish, kept some beautiful fish. You know, there's the local fish shop, Pier Aquatics. There's some unbelievable South American cichlids that I've had from there. I've had the nicest sevs I've ever seen from there. You know, other fish from there, and you know, I'm thankful I've kept them. And as you all know, now I have a collection of Central Americans, and I love that. I love that collection. Some of them are rare. Your Trimax cichlids you don't see much. Your, what else have I got that's quite rare? Your Cuban cichlids, they're quite rare. But I've got a jag, which, you know, everybody who keeps Central American cichlids has got a jag. I've got a Carpenter cichlid, which is beautiful. You know, so I've got those fish that not that you don't see as much. And you know what? I'll tell you one thing about Instagram as well. If I post a picture of one of those Central Americans, yeah, I get a lot of likes because I've got a lot of followers. However, if I post a picture of my Waru, there's the Waru guys, they're in the other tank. Again, you know, a fish that was readily available when I was in my local fish shops. I saw them, I kept them, you know. If I put a picture of my Waru or my Rockkeel Sev or even my Oscar on, I get a lot more likes, a lot more interaction. So that's what I love about Instagram, because Instagram makes me come back to the real, I'm calling it the real side. It might not be called the real side of fish keeping, but it just feels the real side to me, the bread and butter stuff, you know. And I'm excited about going through lockdown, building this tank around what the followers of Instagram said. But one request I get a lot of requests for geophagus. I'm not really into the geophagus, guys. I'm going to be dead honest with you. I'm not really a big fan of them. There's only one I do like, and that's the red Tapajo. Tapajo, I think I've said that right, but that's the only one. You'll know which one I mean. That's the one that I like. I like that. They're beautiful, I must admit. But yeah, that's the one fish that I probably won't put in the tank. But I'm open to anybody else talking it. But it's got to be bread and butter. Everything that goes in this tank now is bread and butter. I've got 6 tanks, and if I can't just give one tank to bread and butter, then there's something wrong. But yeah, you know, I just wanted to come on and sort of like give you the reason why I'm building this tank, why this is different to what I've already got. And you know what, I'll be dead honest with you, you know, I'm going to build it the way I want to build it based on the advice. So for me, getting another Oscar, yeah, it had to be a red Oscar. I weren't going to put another one in here but a red Oscar. I had an albino one given to me the other week, but I sent that to a local fish shop. I wanted a red Oscar, I must admit. The rest, out of the bread and butter Oscars, the red Oscar is my favourite, so I wanted a red Oscar and I got that. So yeah, so there will be other stuff going in the tank over the next, probably, I mean, we're in lockdown for a month now, so unless something comes up, and you know what, we'll see what comes up. I'm not going to put any dates on anything because I know what I'm like, you know, I know what I'm like, so we'll see what comes up. If anything comes up, classified aquarist or local fish shops, and it's nice bread and butter stuff, I'll add it to the tank. I'd like to put a couple of smaller fish in there, so if anybody's got any ideas, bang it in the comments, guys. But yeah, just another quick video talking about why I'm doing stuff, and you know, my regular viewers are following me, so I want to keep them updated with what I'm doing. And you know what, while I'm at that, thank you to everybody that's subscribed, because again, you know, I've gone over 400, so I'm really happy about that. And if you're not subscribed, guys, click the subscribe button, do us a favour. But yeah, that's I'm going to call it a day today. But yeah, the bread and butter fish keeper, bread and butter fish of the hobby, and this is one right here, isn't it? You know, it causes so many debates, this fish, but I'll always love the Oscar cichlid. It was the first fish I ever kept. Anyway, guys, I will see you all on the next video.